Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. If you have followed my channel for any length of time, you know that I absolutely love submachine guns inside of zombies. And with season 3 reloaded, we finally got ourselves a brand new SMG. This is the Ladra. This thing features the best in-game fire rate and the best in-game damage to go along with that best in-game fire rate. But it does have some glaring downsides that we're going to talk about as well. I'm going to go in and feature this all for you here on Citadel Day More. Now, the reason I did that is once we start talking about the perks here, and the first one I'm going to talk about there is the Vulture's Aid, because I truly think that you need Vulture's Aid with this weapon. You only get 88 rounds in the magazine. Once you have the extended mag 2 and its pack-a-punch, it's going to go to 88 rounds, and you can get a maximum of 480 rounds in reserve. Now, talking about the fire rate for this weapon, you're going to come in at 1,200. These are hand-tested fire rates. Once you pack-a-punch it, it's going to come into 1,424. Once you put on the double tap, that's going to go to 1,766. And when you put double time on with that double tap, it's going to go to a staggering 2,068 rounds per minute, which is absolutely freaking incredible. And even with that fast fire rate, it's got a very high headshot multiplier as well. So you're going to do 3,954. Now that is with perks, that is with dead shot, with dead head. And once you add that all up, that's going to give you a maximum DPS with this weapon of 170,000. Now that is pairing the double time with double tap, as well as dead shot with the dead head augment. In the current configuration that I am running with my perks, with the dead shot, I am running dead head. With my double tap, however, I am running double impact and double or nothing. Let's go ahead and take care of this amalgam, and you can see how quickly we are able to chunk through him even faster when you can hit the criticals. We were basically just hit firing that guy. Look, we got another one out here. And I shot just a little bit into him, and you see just how much damage that, yeah, look how much damage that can do. That's because this is the best gun in game against specials and elites as well. You're going to get a DPS of about 158,000. And if you compare that with the AS Val, which is the number 2 gun in the game, that one's 148,000 against specials and elites. So you are coming in ahead of the AS Val. You're coming in ahead of everything with every weapon that I've tested. I've tested 37 weapons. There's an excellent spreadsheet down in the description down below for you if you want to check them all out for yourself. The configuration that I'm running here with my perks and everything, I'm going to get about 138,000 DPS compared to the AS Val in the same configuration with perk-wise that we're running in this one. That AS Val is going to come in at about 131,000. So we're going to be doing about 7,000 more DPS than the AS Val. It's not a whole lot, and probably nothing that you're really going to notice much in game, but it is the best. It is the number 1 gun in the game statistically. You cannot argue with that. That is 100% a fact. But the downside here is, again, the ammo. You are just going to be running out of ammo constantly over and over again, and that is why I wanted to do Citadel Day More and get the Vulture's Aid and make sure that we had as much ammo as we possibly can. And it does help a ton. The Vulture's Aid really does help a lot. But there we go, we got the last of our perks, so we are boss fight ready here as soon as we're ready to go in. I've done all of the things already. I just kind of wanted to showcase a little bit of what this weapon can do, talk about some of its damage and its fire rates here. Then we're gonna head on into boss fight, and hopefully we're successful in the boss fight, and that way we can come back out and we can run this up to a couple of higher rounds here and just kind of see how this starts to fare into the late 30s into the early 40s. This is definitely not going to be a great weapon for health cap, I can tell you that already, and that's because of the ammo. Unless you're able to park next to an ammo cache, this weapon is not going to do well at health cap by any means. It doesn't have the greatest armor penetration, and there you go, we're completely out of ammo yet again. So I'm going to go ahead, purchase a round of ammunition here, and I'm going to fire up this boss fight, and we're going to get headed into that, and hopefully we're successful to where we can come back out and shoot a few more zombies here. All right, here we go. We got the Guardian boss here. Now, I do feel like I'm going to struggle here a little bit in the beginning to kind of break some of this armor, but we're going to see just how well we do here. We're doing about 109 damage to the armor. Nope, maybe not. That must have been a double or nothing. So 54 is actually what we're doing. So yeah, we're not doing much to his armor at all, but you can see just how fast we can fire into this bad boy. And there we go. We got our first armor break, and we're going to do 1422. No, maybe a little bit less. 948. I don't know. I'm going to have to go look at it in post. There are way too many shots being fired away here. But there we go. We got our first critical spot done on him. Now we got to break some more armor. And there we go. Broke some more armor and just chunk away. We're chunking the damage because we can just chunk so many shots into him all at one time. Go ahead and use one of those electric incantations. And there we go. Phase 1 is done. That was a nice, easy phase for us. All right, there we go. We have woken him up for phase 2 here. So let's see if we can get some of this armor broken. Oh my gosh, it fires so fast, so fast. So we're going to be firing at the 1,766 is what the fire rate that we are going to be firing at. This can go so much higher. If we put the double time on this, we'd be firing at 2,068. And yeah, before you put speed tap on this weapon, interestingly enough, it takes you about 2 times as long to reload your weapon as it takes you to expel all of the ammunition from the magazine. But just, yeah, it being as easy as this gun is to control, it does have very low recoil, and I don't think anybody on controller or mouse and keyboard is going to have any issue at all controlling recoil in this weapon. It's very easy, very straightforward. It's basically just straight up and down. It's got maybe a little bit of a wobble to it if you let it go. But yeah, it really isn't anything significant. But watch just how fast we fire off this entire magazine there. That is pretty much gone. We had 14 rounds left there. But we are just about through with phase 2 here. If we can just get a couple more criticals on him somewhere. I don't know what armor we have left to break. I don't see any armor left to break there. There we go. There it is on his wrist. And we got that broken. Let me get a couple more shots and we'll finish phase 2. Oh, we're out of ammo. We're out of ammo. That's okay because we're done with phase 2, and I actually don't even need to buy ammo because I can use the sword here and we'll get a max ammo once the zombies are done spawning in. And here we go. Final phase. Let's see how quickly we're able to get through this final phase here. I do need that max ammo because we're out of ammo from the last phase. And there we go. Once we get that chest piece there, if we can line up some shots. There it is. There. Oh, nope. Now he's running after me. Let me see you. Let me hit those shots. Oh yeah, look at that health bar. Look how fast that's just dropping down there. Oh, that is incredible. It does such high damage. It is held back by the amount of ammo in the weapon. There's no doubt about that. That is the balancing factor with this weapon, because if you had this weapon and you gave it a really good amount of ammunition and a good reserve, well, then it's completely going to break the game because it is the best gun in the game. There we go. We destroyed the Citadel boss with it. Let's go back, head out, and see how we're doing against some later round zombies. Guys, I can't reach the amulet. I can't get it. I'm too short. I'm too short. I need to grow an inch. Okay, here we are. This is about to be the start of round 35 here. Now, I've been using over the past couple of rounds, and just maybe a little sneak peek here is this weapon is not going to appear nor feel as good as you think the statistically best weapon in the game should feel on round 35. You see that we should be able to deal with this doppelgas easily, and we do. We need to get ourselves a nice little horde together and also just pay very close attention to our ammo situation. Now, we are going to be picking up our little ammo caches from our Vulture's Aid, but I can almost guarantee you we will probably have to buy ammunition at some point here in round 35, and I just cost myself a quick revive there, which was kind of silly of me. And look at that, we finished the high art event also, and we got the afterlife camo for this bad boy, so very, very good. And we also got ourselves an amalgam in here as well, but we already know we can chunk through him pretty easily as long as we can hit the critical shots. Oh, we got multiple amalgams, just the way I like it. Multiple amalgams. But yeah, so statistically, the best weapon in the game, let me just go ahead and use the Ether Shroud before we go down. Let's go buy our quick revive back because, oh my word. All right, there we go. There we go. But yeah, we're out of ammo already. Currently, we're only about halfway through round 35 here. And we've been mostly hitting all of our shots. We haven't been missing a ton. I've missed a little bit here and there. But we got these couple amalgams to deal with. We got the doppelgas in here that we need to deal with. And again, statistically, the best weapon in the game. However, this is not the weapon I would want in this situation. We are facing the fact that we might have to buy ammo again. And like I said, this is the downside. But I would say if you are only planning to go in for a relatively short game, maybe you're going in and staying below round 25, you're just doing a boss fight, this weapon is not a terrible choice at that point. But here we are, the second time that we're buying ammunition in one single round. So there's your downside. I think that's as far as I'm going to take it with this weapon. But hopefully now you all kind of realize exactly what I mean, that it is both the best weapon in the game and the worst weapon in the game simultaneously. Maybe not the worst weapon in the game. There are plenty of bad weapons out there. The nail gun is a pretty atrociously bad weapon. I mean, you can't argue with the math. You can't argue with the statistics on the nail gun. That gun might feel good up until like round 25 or so for you, but every weapon in Black Ops 6 Zombies is going to feel good up until that round anyway. Do we have time? Are we good? Hopefully we're good. I think we're good. All right, so we successfully exfilled on 36. If you want to check out the easiest solo Xerox boss fight that you'll ever see, go ahead and check out this video here. My name is Cole Whip, and I'm out.